It's never too early for 2024 bold predictions. We'll break them down up next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Saturday, September 23rd. I am Frank Samfel, joined by Scott White, and Scott wrote a great article up on the site, 20 bold predictions for the 2024 season. We are going to talk about 5 of them. And up first, Scott, Tarik Skubal to win the American League Cy Young Award.
Yeah, I think he's kind of the perfect pitcher. I think that's what he's turned into coming back from surgery, the elbow flexor surgery last season. He's come back with a couple more miles per hour on his fastball, always had a terrific changeup. And he's emerged as somebody with top shelf strike throwing ability, top shelf swing and miss ability, is swing and strike rate over 14%, a ground ball rate over 50%. The things a pitcher that are most within a pitcher's control, Tarik Skubal excels at all of them. And so it's not surprising that his FIP this year is about 220. And the one remaining question, once it became clear he was that talented, is would the Tigers let him go deep enough into games to get the most out of it? Well, 6 of his last 7 starts, he's gone 6 innings or more. So I think the answer to that question is yes.
Among pitchers with at least 70 innings pitched this season, Tarik Skubal's 27% K- walk rate is second best in baseball behind Spencer Strider. Bold prediction number 2, Jake Burger with those Miami Marlins hits 40 home runs next season.
Yeah, and maybe that's not even that bold considering he's closing in on 35, having begun this year as a part-time player. But the point here is really just that he's genuinely an elite power hitter and not some fly-by-night. Only 4 batters this year have hit a ball harder than Jake Burger: Ronald Acuna, Giancarlo Stanton, Shohei Ohtani, and Matt Olson. And while he has cut down on his swing a bit since joining the Marlins to improve his strikeout rate, hit for more average, 7 of his 14 hardest hit balls, 9 of his 15 hardest hit balls have come with the Marlins. So the power is still very much intact for Burger. And I think he'll continue to be a big producer.
Vinnie Pasquantino, remember the name? Bold prediction here is that he slashes 300, 400, 500 next year.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't forgotten about him. And I also haven't forgotten that the torn labrum in his shoulder that shut down his season, we don't know how long he was playing with that. It was an injury labeled just shoulder discomfort, shoulder instability at first. It was kind of something that wasn't treated with a great deal of like it was that serious of an issue at first. And his first 38 games this year, he slashed 298, 383, 539. So it wasn't far off from that stat line I'm predicting for him. He was also basically that player in the minors. So I think Pasquantino is somebody you should still put a high priority on in next year's draft, even if you can get him a lot later.
All right, next up we have Ronny Mauricio, one of the top prospects in the Mets organization, that he will combine for more home runs and stolen bases than Francisco Lindor. Spicy.
How's that for a bold prediction?
Spicy.
Yeah. I should probably clarify that bold is really, pushing the boundaries of what's plausible, and that, these are unlikely to be literally true, but hopefully they're at least directionally true. So the point I'm trying to make here is that Mauricio has a ton of upside, and his first batted ball in the majors was the Mets' hardest hit ball all year. The entire team. That shows the extent of Mauricio's power potential. Now he's still working on elevating the ball and pitch selection. Those are still things he has to sort out. But if he makes strides in those areas next year, he could absolutely have a big home run total. And meanwhile, the one thing he has clearly proven in the majors is he's not afraid to run when he gets on base.
Last one up here, and I am rooting for this one personally, Scott, because the more prospects in the game, I think there's more excitement, especially if it's on opening day. So here's the final one. Jackson Holiday, Jackson Chourio, and Wyatt Langford all make the opening day roster for their respective teams.
And I thought about putting Junior Caminero on here too. But I thought, that might be more of a stretch given the way the Rays handled their prospect. Turns out Caminero's in the majors now this year. So it would have been a bad prediction just for that reason. But yeah, the Jacksons, Holiday and Chorio making it to AAA as teenagers here late in the season. The only reason I think the Brewers and Orioles would move them up that last stop this late in the year is just to kind of check off that box heading into next spring. If they're already at AAA now, they're not going to spend all of next year at AAA. They're going to be up some point next year. And if they're going to be up some point next year, why not make it on opening day when they have a chance to earn their team draft picks, which is how the new CBA works. You got to spend your full rookie season on the major league roster to have a chance to earn your team draft picks. So I think that's going to happen for the Jacksons, Holiday and Chorio. Wyatt Langford isn't a teenager, but he was drafted just this summer and has already just taken a wrecking ball to the Rangers' entire minor league system. He's up at AAA now too, just cruise through the entire system. And I think that puts him in a good position as a 21-year-old to make the opening day roster next spring as well.
All right, lots of fun here. 5 bold predictions for next season. You want to read 15 more? Just go to the website, cbssports.com/fantasy/baseball. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we will be back again next week. Bye-bye.